Yo, what is going on, guys? It's gonna be my Magicka Nightblade for ESO's FIRESONG patch. We're gonna start off by putting all our points into max Magicka here. So we get 25k max mag, 32k health, and 16k stamina. Our spell damage on buff is 4400, our spell critical is 26%, and our pen is 10k. Our critical resistance is 1800, and we're running the Shadow, and we are a Khajiit. We're running this because this is a crit build, and the Shadow is a must. I would run the Stone every time on this build, no matter what. If you are not a Khajiit, then an Imperial is fine since you get extra sustain, but a Khajiit is still by far the best race for this build. The food I would run is Smoke Bear Haunch, but the cheaper option is Jewels of Mistral. Definitely way better, way more cost effective. It's way cheaper. Definitely you should definitely run that. And then Vampire Stage 3 here. It's a must for every PvP build. You would always run this no matter what. Our critical damage is 52%. This does go up to 62%, fully buffed up by the way. And our critical healing is 42%. Our stats fully buffed up is 1500 magic recovery, 6500 spell damage, which goes up to 7k out of stealth. Our crit is 40%. And our resistance is fully buffed up, will be 29k on both bars. As you can see here, by the way, also is our crit damage goes up to 62%. For a monster set here, you're going to be wanting to run Engine Guardian, and the reason for this is because we're not running any sustain set whatsoever for this build. This is our sustain set, and I think it's really good. Now you could run Battleground here, but then you would have to run a recovery glyph. In terms of stats density, I think Engine Guardian is better. The only reason I would run Battleground is if you want to go full glass cannon and not care about your sustain whatsoever, which is up to you. We're running One Piece Trainee, Gourmand's Sash here. This is an insane set for Nightblades, and it gives you 13% crit damage and 13% healing. It's very good, definitely very nice for the Nightblade, gives you a bunch of extra damage. And Clever Alchemist on the back bar, what can I say? It's a staple set. It's beautiful, you gotta run it. Mark and Ring here. I prefer this ring over Sea Serpents on this build because I don't like being snared as a Magicka Nightblade. So that's why I run it. But you could run the necklace if you want to, totally up to you. Then for our traits here, we're running 4 Impen, 3 Reinforced, 3 Medium, 3 Heavy, and 1 Light. Our light piece will be our sash since that gives us the least amount of armor, and that's where you always want your light piece to be. And then our 3 Medium will be on our boots, legs, and hands. And our Heavy is on our shoulders, helmet, and our chest, and these are all our Reinforced as well. Our Impen are on our waist, boots, legs, and arms, and they're all prismatic glyphs. Our jewelry is all infused spell damage, by the way, for maximum power. We're also running dual maces here, 1 Sharpened Flame, and 1 Nerdhone Disease. Now you could run poisons here, that is another really good option. I just run Nerdhone and Sharp here because it gives you more overall damage than running piercing with daggers or whatever. You can hit higher bursts technically. They don't have a lot of pen, but this will just give you overall more damage in PvP, and I think it's better to go with the consistent option here. Then we're running a Restoration Staff. We're doing a weapon damage glyph here. This gives us, maximum damage. Why not? And Powered. Powered, I think, is way better than defending, especially with all the healing that you can get from it, especially on a Nightblade, where when you go into stealth and you heal, it's a guaranteed crit. So this is just helping us scale there as well. And our critical healing is also really high, so it's also helping us there. So I definitely think Powered is the must for the back bar. For our abilities here, we're running Merciless Resolve, Power Extraction, Ambush, Concealed Weapon, and Piercing Mark. For Ambush, that gives us 10% extra damage and is a gap closer. Very nice. Concealed Weapon, once again, 10% extra damage. And Minor Expedition, very strong here as well. Piercing Mark, this is personal preference. You could go for the other version of Piercing Mark, where when you kill someone, you get 10% extra damage, 10% damage for like 10 or 20 seconds. I can't remember exactly. But I prefer Piercing Mark because it not only helps you kill the rats of other Nightblades, but when you kill someone, you go to full HP, and that is very nice while 1vxing or PvPing open world. And then Incap, what can I say? It's the bread and butter of a Nightblade. Healthy Offering here is our main heal. Siphoning Attacks is our main sustain. Since we have no real good way to sustain, this really helps us out a lot. Vigor, I chose this to run this over Rapid Regeneration because it just heals us more overall. And it gives us Minor Resolve, which is free 3000 resistances. What else more do you want? And shall we disguise? We're playing a Nightblade, nothing to explain here. Race Against Time, this gives us our Major Expedition and Minor Force. And it removes all snares, so it's very, very nice. Temporal Guard, I chose to run this for the minor protection. Now you could run the rest of ult here. That's probably better, but since if you 1v1, it's not nice to rest of ult, so I don't run it. But definitely you can run that instead if you're in a group. Alright, on to our blue CP here. We're running Master Arms, Deadly Aim, Exploiter, and Ironclad. I ran these three for maximum damage, 10% damage to off-balance enemies. Deadly Aim, 6% more damage to single target, and 6% more damage to direct damage. These three are a must. Now your flexible one is Ironclad. You could go damage reduction here, or you could go more damage with Backstabber and get 10% extra critical damage done. Once again, totally up to you. If you want more power, Backstabber is the way to go. Defense, Ironclad is the way to go. Totally up to you, personal preference. Then I'll get all your blue passives as you see fit. For your red tree, I recommend running Fortified, Survival Instinct, Pain Refuge, and Sustained by Suffering. These two are very strong since we have no cleanses and will always have a negative effect on you. So these are always up 100% of the time, by the way. Survival Instinct, best CP passive in the game, so you have to run this. Insane Sustain. And then Fortify. I like this a lot because it gives me flat armor, which is flat damage reduction. But I also think you should run this as well. And then for your red passives, I recommend getting them all as you see fit. For your green, it's definitely Gifted Rider, War Mount, Rationer, and Liquid Efficiency. But you can choose whatever here since green tree does not matter whatsoever for PvP, but it's totally up to you. Alright, now I'm going to show you the combo. The combo would be to start off by proccing Merciless and then light attacking until Merciless is up. That doesn't matter. But once you have Merciless up, you then proc Race. Make sure the piercing mark is on them the whole time. You then ambush in. Rip Bozo. Ambush in like that. You would then surprise attack them as so, or if you're still left them. I'm gonna show these guys. They're too squishy. Alright, so this guy right here, when a piercing mark him, ambush in, use a power extraction to get all our buffs up, and we're gonna, once what's concealed, set him off balance, go into stealth, use our potion, use our incap into our Merciless here, and that just did over 100k damage to it. A lot of damage. That's without any damage reduction. So that did 105,000 damage right there. Someone who has damage reduction, they still will just get one shot at that. If they both crit, they're still getting one shot in PvP. If they have at least 30k health, they're still getting one shot. Because even with the damage reduction, they'll still one shot most people. So, but most of the time, it's not going to double crit. And the base damage to Incap is 20k on this build, and the base damage to Merciless is 25k. Since they will always crit out of stealth, this will always be hitting for 40,000 without damage reduction being involved. And this will always be hitting for 30k right afterwards without damage reduction being involved, by the way. So your base minimum for the build will be 70k damage off 2 skills. And if that doesn't kill them, then you would just spam Concealed Weapon until they die. Most of the time, the 70k is just so much damage that a couple conceals will just kill them. And if they double crit, they'll just die right outwards. No one's really surviving something that does 105k to a base mod. The damage reduction on people don't go that high. So I would just straight up kill most people, even if they have 30,000 health. If these two abilities double crit, they're just dying. Just straight up. So just keep that in mind, that's very important. But remember, you always want to have Piercing Mark, Ambush, and Concealed all proc. Since Concealed gives system off balance, which is 10%. Ambush is another 10%. Piercing is 11% extra damage, so these 3 skills being used is a total of 30% extra damage, by the way. And then Race Against Time is 10% more crit damage. Keep that in mind as well. Siphoning System Sustain. I'll try and get another example here. Because I'm gonna die the incap. I'm buff, we don't do that much damage, as you can see there, but if I fully buff out, we'll do quite a bit more damage. So if you want to see the base damage, is 20k on Incap with 25k on Merciless, and our Concealed hits for 11,000. We do, like I said, a bunch of damage coming out of Stealth. As you saw there, when they both crit, it's 105. The average damage will be 70k. The Incap will always crit, and this just has a 1 in 2 chance of critting. And then afterwards, you go for the Concealed, Auto Concealed, and then skip with Depression. They'll generally just die in like 1 to 2 Concealed weapons. They don't need to heal. It's a very like ratty, ganky build playstyle, but it's pretty fun to do a insane amount of damage on the setup. If you just want to use your major and minor expedition to get around and use stealth as such. So you move very fast in stealth. You can get around very easily, and then you just go for the one shots and the picks. So if you have any questions regarding the build, I'll be happy to answer anything down in the comments below. And with that,